Welcome back to the Three Parallels podcast with your host, the brother, Dr. Jason Branch, where we rediscover who we were, we embrace who we are, and we make room for who we're trying to become. Thank you for joining us today, and we're coming to you live from Battlecast Studios. Where's Battlecast Studios? Wherever the hell I say it is. And today, we're coming to you from a time capsule. The year is fall 2000. We on the yard, baby. And for those who can see me, I got on my crossing shirt, my frat shirt from 2000. And behind me is Spieth Hall, Selden Hall, okay? Spieth Hall and Selden Hall. Because the person that's on this call right now, that's where we met over 25 years ago. And here we are 26 years later, and we're still connected. This is my sister from another mister. This is my dog. This is my ace. This is my RI. This is my ride or die. This is my girl, y'all. Me and this person had been rocking for 26 years in a platonic, healthy relationship where we are siblings because our connection runs deeper than some family connections. And I cherish it. I value it. And we've crossed paths in several capacities over the years. And recently, we just got into business together. And here we go. We finna ride. Ladies and gentlemen, and those in between, I would like to introduce you to the one and only Miss Dawn Taylor. Welcome to the show, baby.
Oh my goodness. Like, I feel so emotional about my introduction. Goodness. 26 years, friend.
26
Lord.
years. Yes, indeed. 26
Yeah,
years.
some people don't even live that long. And
Come
God has
on
blessed us
now.
with a friendship of 26 years.
Listen, you can't come on this show preaching already. We just got here.
And I'm going to make one correction. You said the fall of 2000, baby. It was the fall of 1999. Let's be clear.
I was trying to avoid going that far.
Well, listen, we're doing this thing right now for the 99 in the 2000s.
2000, let go.
We in there.
I love it. Listen, y'all, this is us, okay? This is us anyway, all day, and we're inviting you all in. So the year was fall 99. Fall 2000 was the year I pledged, and that's why I'm wearing this crossing shirt for those who do see it. And we met freshman year in college. Now, I got to get a backstory to the front story. Dawn was a traditional student. She started in the fall. She knew she was coming in 3-4 years. I'm in and I'm out. She was on the fast track. I was on the slow track. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming here to play. Give me 5 to 6 years. I want all of it. So we had polar opposites, but we always found ways to to connect, and we just built. And she was aware of the life of an alpha way before I was, because of her connection. And like, just to think that that's where we were, and here we are now. And I want you to share you with the audience. So I'm curious to know, if you could share, where are you currently? And then let's go back in time to the UWA days so people can hear who you were at that time as well.
Oh, wow. That's a big question, friend. Like,
Yes, yes, indeed.
I don't even know where to start. Like, how do you answer that question? Where am I now? Who?
Oh, here's a different question. Here's a spin to it.
Okay.
Who are you now versus who you were
Oh,
at the
wow.
Dub? Yes, indeed.
Oh, wow. Ooh. So I think for me now, I consider myself a survivor. Where back then I felt like I was a prisoner in my own life. Like I
Ooh,
created that
ooh,
scenario for myself. So right
ooh.
now I'm in survival mode, friend. I'm living life. I'm growing. I'm learning. I'm becoming more vulnerable. Like I'm just becoming a better version of who I used to be. Yeah.
Ooh, let's go. Now, mind you, I'm giddy for several reasons. Okay. One of the biggest reasons is, I don't know if y'all know this or not, this is Don's first podcast episode. Real talk. And she killing it already. She don't even know it yet. She killing it already. I really value providing people with different experiences. And I'm learning in real time in this moment that this is an experience that Don and I is having that we could have never had without the 26 years that we had to get to where we are right here. That is next level. And for you to be able to identify, being in survival mode versus being in prisoner mode, because there's
Oh yeah.
another mode that's coming later, and that's gator mode. Ooh, somebody, hey, somebody better start taking some notes, okay? You getting hit in the head with honey bun already. We just started. So the future you, and you know she coming, capital Her, her, R&B singer, without with the guitar, right? That's not the her. We're talking about the future version of you, which you know you're working towards, because what you mentioned with survival is I'm in the middle of growing and changing. So how did you even get this level of awareness to know that you were a prisoner then and you're a survivor now and growing into a gator later? How did you even get to this place? Because some people don't.
Just life. Just life experiences, going through things and I guess like finding my way, sometimes right, sometimes wrong. And so back then I considered myself a prisoner because I set very strict and very um strategic guidelines in my life. Nobody told me I had to do these things, right? But it was just because of growing up, the things that I experienced, it was just like, okay, to avoid heading in this direction, these are the things I have to do, and I have to do them this way. Like I really put myself in this in this prison, and that's how I lived. I wouldn't even say I was living. Like I know I'm
Mm,
living now, but back
yeah.
then I thought I was living. I really wasn't because of all of these regulations, hardships, and things that I put on myself because I was trying not to be what everybody else was in my family. And not like my family is bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I saw the struggle. And I was just like,
Mm,
you know what? Yeah, like I don't want this. Like I want something
mm,
different. And I knew my mom wanted something different from me. And
yeah.
so I had to do that, I guess, in that season to get me to the next phase, which where I am now. And just learning, like living life without those bars, right?
Whew, 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 whew.
Living life
You
of
are
freedom,
ah,
right?
you dropping bars at the same
So,
time.
listen. And so, yeah, I just learned it was life. There's no answer to it, friend. It was life. It
Yeah.
just taught me that it's okay. It's safe out here, right? You don't have to keep
Mm,
yourself in this place. It's safe out here. Give it a try. Let your guards down. You don't have to be so defensive. You don't have to
wow.
be so afraid.
Wow.
And the more I experienced that, the more confident I became in like, okay, I'm stepping out.
Okay. Okay. So I'm curious if we could, because you gave some insight talking
Mhm,
about this prison, talking about these bars. I want to keep this analogy going because it's working. You
mhm,
mentioned being defensive, being afraid. So if you could
mhm.
share with the listeners more related to being a prisoner and then the rules that you created that you wanted to live by, which was the opposite of what you experienced. So I'm sure those bars, that prison came with these rules that you created. What were those rules? What comes to mind?
Oh Lord. Um, Off the top of my head, not to think too deep here, I know one rule I set for myself. It was like, hey, the women in your family typically become moms between the ages of 16 and 18. So it was
Mhm.
like number one rule is you can't get pregnant, girl. Like you got to do something different. That's number one. And number two, actually. Like you can't get pregnant as a kid. Like
Yeah.
that just won't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Um, what's another one that I set in place for me?
Let's go
Oh,
to the school deal. Like, 4 years and I'm out, 3 years and I'm out. Like that seemed to be a
yeah.
rule.
Yeah, like I knew going in, like, okay, going in, I'm the first one to really do this in my family. I don't really have anybody that's like coaching me, guiding me, taking me, and walking me through this process. So, based on, once again, the bars that I set for myself and the little knowledge that I had, it was like, okay, you can't go through and do this for 5 or 6 years. Like, if the standard is 3 or 4 years, then the standard is 3 or 4 years. Like you got to go in and you got to see this through. Once again, nobody told me I had to do this. Like this,
Yeah.
just one of those things I said for myself. And I did it. It was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, in 99, out in 2003.
Yeah.
2 bachelor's degrees. I just want to
Come
throw that
on.
out there. I
Come
ain't
on.
flexing. I'm just saying.
Come on now. That's that gator shit. That's that gator shit. Talk it, baby. Talk it.
So yeah, I
So
had to, I said that for myself and I had to see it through.
Wow, that's next level. So I want to dive into it a little bit deeper. And now we're finna go into the basement because the
Mhm,
two themes that I heard was don't get pregnant and
mhm,
finish college. Now,
mhm.
those are two big life-changing experiences, whether you have or don't. These are different experiences. I'm curious to know, with that mindset, did you get instructions on how not to get pregnant, how to finish college? Was that a thing, or did you kind of figure it out as you went?
Absolutely not. There was no instructions, no it wasn't even a conversation. I could just be honest about that. Like my mom did not have those kind of conversations with us. Her conversation about pregnancy is this: you bring a baby home, it's yours. That was
Mama,
that was
mama.
when you bring a baby home, it's yours. And so that that that's all I got.
Wow,
That's
wow.
all I recall. And now she gave me more. I
Yeah,
stand to correct myself on it, but at this point, the only thing I
you
recall
don't
her
recall.
saying right is, hey, if you bring a baby home, it's yours. I'll keep it if you at school or if you got a job, but outside of that, that's your baby.
Wow,
And
wow,
so
wow. That's next
conversations
level.
about school, about finishing school, there were no conversations about it. It was not even a conversation for me to go to school. That's what I chose. It was no pressure from my mom. Let's
Mm,
just be clear. She didn't say, hey, after high school, you got to get out of my house or you got to go to college or go to the military or anything. There was no pressure. It was me telling her, hey, this is what I think I want to do. I don't really know how to get to this place. And she was just like, hey, let us know what we can do to support you because I have two older sisters, and so I could they didn't go to college, but I could still rely on them for certain things. It was like, hey, if you go, let us know how we can support you. But there was no conversation, no guidance, no anything about what does this look like and how do we support you in this place. It's like, hey, you go, you learn, and hey, you teach the others.
wow, wow. That sounds like a heavy load, a heavy lift to be
Oh yeah.
responsible. Number one, not to bring babies home. Number two, graduate college, and that's it. It's like that's it. And despite that reality growing up, you've done a lot of things. In my opinion, you've lived several lifetimes because of the diversity of the work that you've done. I'm real talk. Like I don't know if y'all notice or not. I'm a two Don's home. Don didn't only finish college, he went and got a master's. Like went back, I'm finna go get another one. I'm finna go get a master's, worked in different industries, worked with the mayor, like city government, politics, nonprofit, for profit, addiction. Like, she's done it all. Okay. She worked with it. If you think about somebody, she worked with them. So if you've done if you've done all of these things with the background that you have, how did you do that? How did you accomplish it? And then be able to put yourself in so many different environments and thrive in those environments. So much so, and I have to share this, that when I was in my doc program looking for internship, Don was running Don was running. Okay. She may not have had a title, but she was running an alternative school. I ain't finna throw no shade at all. But Don was running it, okay? Whole alternative school. I'm in this thing, broke, don't know what to do with life. I go down to visit and just to see Don and found myself getting a job, okay? So Don not only has this ability for herself, she does it for other people. So how? How did you come from where you came from and to be who you are, which is very different than the people that's in the environment you're in that you grew up in. How did this happen?
Well, let me just say this. I can't take credit for any of it. You get what I'm saying? God created me for whatever reason. He has me on this earth, this place to do his will. So I can't take credit for none of it, right? All I can do is just use the gifts that he's given me. And I think a lot of the things that a lot of the places that I work in, the populations that I worked with, it's because of my background. It's because of my experience. It's like growing up, I wished I would have had these people in places. I wished I would have had um, this type of support in place. And so to me, I wanted to be the thing that I wanted when I was growing up. And so that's it. It's simple. That's it. I just wanted to be the thing that I wished I had when
Mm,
I was growing up. And so I talk about my mom a
Wow.
lot because she is my rock, right? And I know she did the best that she could with with the skills that she had. But I had some other people in my community, you know what I'm saying, that came through and really helped me. They put their
Yeah.
hand on me and they helped to coach and guide me. Um, I don't want to call names because I don't want to leave somebody off and they be like, But I really did have that community. I know you talk about community all the time, but I really did have a solid community, behind me to support me when they saw the things that I was trying to do. So I'm just grateful, but I can't take credit for none of it because all the gifts that I have and the things that I've been able or allowed to do is simply because of who is in me. Yeah.
Oh man, that's beautiful. Thank you. For those listening, these are bars, okay? So y'all need to write these bars down. These are honey buns. And you need to go and take a bite because the information that's being shared can change your life because what Don is talking about is life-changing information. And what I hear is the ripples and breadcrumbs where you had an idea or you had a thought. I've never seen this, but I wouldn't mind being this. So why don't I become it? And
Mhm.
that is so beautiful and so powerful because I feel as though for all of us, we are all looking for someone or something and not recognizing that it's not someone, something, it's the being. And that's the person. And you
Mm.
know that, and you know where your help came from. So thank
Oh,
you
that's
for
good.
all of that. And I want to move into the future, the Gator version, because the Gator version that I'm getting to know, because you're getting to know her too, has a skill set. All these years, 26 years, you have a
Mhm.
skill set that you're now developing mastery around to help people become better at being themselves. And to me, I feel like you the Robin to my Batman, if I'm just being honest in these streets, okay? It's Jordan and Pippen. Like it's a dream team. What we have, we've always had it hidden in plain sight, and now we're here creating on another level. How did you step out of your current to get to this place of wait a minute, I do have more. I am capable. I could do these things, and not that you didn't know at all, but it was a very shallow hint at it. But the more you leaned into it, the more it's like identifying, yeah, I am her. Where did this come from?
Ooh, man, you hit me with some hard questions today. Like I want some soft. Uh, um,
Ain't nothing soft in here. Ain't nothing soft up
Listen,
in
that's what the
here.
honey bun, I guess. Um, you know what? Maybe through life challenges, friend. Like maybe just through the challenges in life, like being challenged constantly to do things and not wanting to feel like, hey, I'm not capable of doing this, or I'm not capable of learning how to do this. And I've really been placed in a lot of positions in my career in which there were no blueprints, right? There were no process and procedures. There was nothing in place. It was just like, hey, we have this job. Hey, we hired you. Hey, here you go. Figure it out. And so I've been figuring it out.
Mm,
And so I think that's how I really honed in on those skills, simply because I've been placed in places and people have entrusted me to do something and create and build something because there was nothing in place. And so yeah, just the challenges from life, from jobs, careers that has just, I guess, pulled out in me what I didn't even know existed.
yeah,
Because I
yeah.
honestly,
That's
I don't know
beautiful.
where this
That's
stuff
beautiful.
comes from. Yeah, I don't know where it comes from. They give me something to do, and I just make it happen. And then when I sit back and look at it, I'm be like, I don't know where that came from. Like, how I figure that out? But I don't know. That's why I said I can't
Yeah.
take credit for it.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. And I want to dive into a place and we may end up in the basement, which is fine. For those who don't know, which is many of you, uh, Don is from the streets, like Selma, Alabama, like Church Street Mafia. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all to know. Hanging
Nah,
out with Yoshi. I mean, Don,
that is not
I need you
true.
to know.
I am
Listen,
so tickled.
Don grew up with Edmund Pettis before the bridge was named. She was down there with Edmund Pettis.
Oh wow, that is funny.
Don is a legend. I just need y'all to know. Don's a legend, straight out of Selma. So you mentioned
Oh my goodness.
you mentioned life challenges and these adversities that was thrown at you and you
Yeah.
overcame them. If you don't mind sharing, what are some of those challenges? Because people are dealing with challenges every day. What are some of those challenges you experienced, and how did you overcome them to become this version of you now?
Ooh. First of all, you are hilarious. I am not from I'm from Selma. I am from Selma. Let's be clear on that. But you are hilarious. Um,
Just saying,
for
Church
real.
Street, baby. Where my Church Street Mafia at? Y'all, come on, holla at your
You
boy.
are so funny. Oh my goodness. Um, so challenges. I know for me, I don't know if other people see it this way, but for me, I've been like the youngest to do a lot of things, like in certain positions. And I feel like that's been a challenge by itself because people look at you like, oh, you're just a baby, or you don't really know anything, or who, how did you get in this position? Like, who do you know? The answer to that is, I know nobody, right? I
Yeah.
got here because I worked to get here. Yes, I'm young, but that does not mean I don't have information, knowledge, wisdom. Like, just give me a chance. So that was one of the biggest challenges I saw for myself, just being the youngest a lot of time in these positions, and that people just they challenge you on everything, not because you've done anything to be challenged, just because to them you're a baby, right?
Mm.
So that was one of the major challenges that I faced. Another one is being a female. Like,
Mm.
when you in these roles and you got people, they want to challenge you about everything. They can be so catty, so petty. I don't really have energy and the time for it. But to me, that I've always found that challenging, like that behind the scenes type mess. You get what I'm saying? It's like I'm here
Yeah.
to do the job. And to be honest with you, there have been jobs that I really loved, even though they didn't pay a lot of money. I loved it because I loved the work that I was doing, but I couldn't stay there because of that type of stuff. It's just like, hey, I know you're gonna deal with stuff everywhere you go, but like this right here is just on another level. So yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
let y'all have this,
Mm.
piece.
So
Um,
it sounds like you learned about boundaries and
oh yeah,
protecting yourself and covering yourself.
oh
Tell
yeah.
us more about that.
Listen, I'm the queen of boundaries. I would set a boundary in a minute and I would stick to it. Sometimes, like looking back at my younger self, some of those things that I considered to be boundaries was actually just me being defensive, like keeping my guard up because I didn't trust people with my feelings. I didn't trust them with my thoughts. I didn't trust them with my ideas. I definitely didn't trust them with my heart, like, period.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I thought I was setting boundaries then, but it was really just me, having my guard up. And the thing about having your guard up, friend, it's supposed to be a protective mechanism, right, to keep the bad things out. But when you leave that thing down too long, it blocks everything, the good and the bad. It
Ooh.
can't tell what's good or bad.
Ooh.
And so I didn't want to be stuck in that place.
Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Time out. Now listen, there's a rule on this show. People like you that just be dropping bars, hitting folks in the head with honey bun, I escort out. You're gonna get kicked off the show. You keep doing it. Put your ass out. Because that's a word, Don. That's a word. And I
Right.
feel as though for many people, because you were able the reason that you're able to know this about the boundaries is being on extremes. So one extreme was protection, and throughout that protection, you notice the things you may not have been able to receive because it became a barrier. Like you said, we don't know what's good or bad because it's a polarizing view related to protection. And for many of you listening right now, I need y'all to really hear beneath the surface what Don is saying, that Don used to be a certain way where she thought protection was navigating life a certain way. And she realized after the fact, there was a lot of things I may have missed because my boundaries were so thick.
For
And
sure.
how did you find the balance between to be one extreme of I'm covered to I, I'm covered, but there's a door and everybody gonna
Mm.
I choose who get a key. Like you took it to another level. How did you develop that?
Yeah, again, just life experiences, like things happen and you look back and you go, oh man, this would have been like a great opportunity. So why was I so like shut off and resistant to this? Like, what was the issue? And so just kind of working through it. I I've been a person that has journaled pretty much my entire life, right? And
Mm,
so a lot of things I don't recognize in real time. It's not until I go back later and then I think, how something hit your mind and you go back and look at your notes. And I'm like, how did this happen? Like, how did I get in this situation? I'm like, Oh man. And then it's opportunities that happen and I'm in the midst of it and I'm like, okay, God, like did I miss did I miss something? Like whatever.
Yeah.
And it's because I let the guard up too fast. Like I got part of the message, but not all of it, right?
Ooh.
And so I allowed that guard up. So you learned trial and balance. I mean, trial and error. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And so that's how you find your balance. It's like, okay, this happened and this is what I did. So no, I need to bring it down a notch. Or this
Yeah.
happened and now I know I need to find that balance. And so it's just trial and error in life that gives you that balance.
Yeah. So speaking of balance, I want to go into a different direction that connects to
Mhm.
this because our journey has evolved from 99 to 22,
Yeah.
25 and beyond. And I just want to share publicly, I don't know how you can establish and maintain a healthy relationship for 26 years and it ends. I can't see it ending without death. Like that's how I view our relationship ending. And even then, either you or me gonna come back and haunt each other. So therefore, we still stuck. But it connects to those boundaries. And what I'm also hearing is effective communication with
Oh.
self, with self.
Hmm.
So where did you turn the corner of, wait a minute, let me check on Don. Let me check on me. Let me, wait a minute. What do I want? What do I want to do? Because it seemed like that wasn't the way early on. And then it became that later. Tell us about it.
So a lot of this is crazy. A lot of my growth personally occurred during the time I was working with youth. I
What?
don't know what it was about them that triggered something in me that made me like start looking inward and just becoming a better person. But something about working with them hit hit a nerve, it sparked something into me in me that I was like, listen, mm-mm, I got to do better. Like I got to step it up. And
Wow.
so if if I had to think of a moment or something, that would be it. Because the longer I work with them, to me, the better I became as a person.
Wow.
Because it's like,
Wow.
how do I put myself in this place to help them, right? And then I'm in this place.
Yeah. So if you
Like,
could, this is so big. This is so huge.
mhm,
I want to dive in a little bit further with tangible. So could you give us an example of like you working with a certain person and client,
mhm,
inmate, whatever? Again, I think
mhm.
Don did everything. And how did you connect the dots to this person and you or the young version of you? Like, could you tell us more about that the tangible piece?
Mm. Oh wow, I've never even thought about that. Definitely, like I said, something about youth and really my adolescent girls. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that's
Mm,
because that was the stage in my life when I was like hitting these turns and these places that I was like really crying out for help, really wanting to express myself and get the support that I need. But I was brought up in a time and then I guess in a family, it may not have been a time, it may have just been in a family like where I didn't feel like I could have that voice. Like anytime I um wanted to question things or ask for more clarification or whatever, you were deemed to be mouthy or being sassy or being grown. And so just not being in a place where I I could communicate healthy because I wasn't even allowed to communicate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all that was shut down. Like, hey, what I said is what I said. So conversation is over. And so I guess that would be the connection. Like seeing these youth who are just basically crying out, acting out, and not bad kids at all, but just really not understanding
yeah.
who they are and how to communicate that, how to be. You know what I'm saying? Because your whole life
Yeah.
people have been
Yeah.
shutting you down and all these things. So I think that was the connection. Like just I don't know, maybe it did remind me of my youth. Like, okay, now I have an opportunity to
Yeah.
teach the people something that I wished I would have been able to, to say and do in a
Yeah.
way that's
Yeah.
healthy and appropriate, right?
Yeah, yeah. This makes a lot of sense. And on the outside looking in, what I'm noticing is the things that you did not get, you give to other people, places, and things, and to yourself. So for me, this connects to me as well, where I believe as a therapist that All of us are uh, have things that we need, we want it, we value, we deserve, we desire that we never got. And we're waiting on someone to give it to us, not recognizing that we're the only ones that can. And it sounds like you figured that out. The other piece is you're a healer. So you help heal these little girls by healing you as a little girl. That's what I
Okay, that's
hear.
good.
It was
Oh, that's
healing
a word.
because I
I
saw
never looked
I was
like
there with you. I was with you. I was with you, Don. I know how you get down with kids. I know
listen,
how.
I
So
had
I
some tough
feel
girls too.
come on, all of them, because everybody and their mama knew anybody that come in here with that shit, send on the Don, send on the Don, Don to get them
Oh,
right.
yeah.
It was kind of like this the culture. For those who understand the culture, know this reference. When we dealing with someone who's a child who's considered bad, meaning they do what the hell they want to do, we within the culture call that bad. The reality is this person is a little human doing what they want to do, just like adults do the same thing. The issue is for a lot of us within the culture is like, let me get them for a weekend. That's the cultural reference for I'll get them right for the weekend, meaning I will put my thumb down and control every aspect about him. So when you get him back, he'll do what I told you that he will do versus what you did. And I need you to see how much you changed the culture. You didn't say give me a weekend. You didn't say a thing. You showed up and gave all those kids, those youth, exactly what they needed, but they didn't know it. You gave them you. You gave them your heart. You gave them your mind. You gave them your words. You gave them consistency. You gave them you. Now, I got one more thing. I'm sorry. I can't help it. You know how we get down. In addition to
Okay.
that, you
Mhm.
developed the level of mastery in effective communication because you didn't have it growing up.
Mm-mm.
Whoever want that,
Didn't
do
have
something with it.
it.
Whoever want it, do something with it.
Ooh,
That's why you
yeah.
communicate so well. That's why you're an effective communicator. And you're communicating effectively with children. If you can do that shit, what the hell's an adult? What's an adult?
Listen.
So I need you to see that. And I'm curious your perspective on what I just shared because that's what I'm noticing. It was healing for everybody involved. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more on that. Like, it's you're just bringing so many things to my mind that I've not even thought about. But that's exactly what it was. As I continue to heal and grow, it allows space for me to help others to heal and grow. If I never would have done
Yeah,
those things that I did, I don't know if I would have still had the same life trajectory. Like, that healing was necessary
yeah.
for me to be the version of me that I am today. Like, it was absolutely necessary. Didn't
Yeah,
realize it
yeah.
then,
Oh
but
man. All right.
hindsight looking back, I realized like I could not have skipped that step in that phase in my life.
Exactly. Exactly. And you blessed me with it too. So just know, like, we've been on this parallel universe for 26 years and we've crossed paths inside and out since then, since the beginning, which leads me to one of my favorite stories that you have to share. Going back to childhood related to Cabbage Patch Kids. And for those, again, this is cultural. This is a cultural reference. If you know about Cabbage Patch Kid, you know about Teddy Ruxpin, My Little Buddy, Light Bright. So, Cabbage
All
Patch
that.
Kid, what is the story? Yeah, let's talk about it. What's the story? Now, before you go into the story, this what we talk about this healing piece is what I for the listeners. I need y'all to know this now. Usually I do life work at the end. We're gonna do it right now. My challenge to
Oh,
you right now, I need you to push pause and take this in. All of us have some healing to do related to a previous version of ourselves that's a certain age that needed a certain thing. My challenge to you all is to give yourself that thing, whatever it is. For example, for me, and I'll be brief because I talked about this in a previous episode, I never flew a kite as a kid growing up. We didn't do that. My mom, dad ain't do. What the hell's a kite? Sit down, watch TV. So it wasn't no kite. That wasn't a thing. So my whole life, I never experienced a kite until I was an adult. I'm grown, and me and the fellas, we all went to school together. We do our vacation, and I go to the store and I buy a kite, and I'm finna fly. And the fellas gave me hell about this kite because they didn't understand it, and I'm giddy. I'm like, a 10-year-old little boy, because I actually was, because that 10-year-old boy never got that kite. You have a similar story related to a Cabbage Patch Kid. Please share.
Absolutely.
What's the story?
Listen. so, so growing up, let me just say this. I was the baby for almost 10 years before my mom had my baby sister, right? So you would think that with me being the baby in the family, like when it came to Christmas and birthdays, like I would get the best gifts, like whatever was on my wish list, I got it, things of that nature. Not true. So my sister that's next to me, and I'm gonna call her name because I want folks to know, June.
Call out.
She,
Call out.
yeah, I'm calling her out because I looked up to her so much. I have an older sister that's older than her, but I guess because we're the closest in age compared to all the siblings, like the rest of us, we, like I said, between myself, my baby sister is almost 10 years. Between myself and my oldest sister, I think it's either 7 or 8 years difference. So between myself and June, it's only 2 years, and not even a solid 2 years because her birthday is at the end of January, mine's in the end of February. So we've always been really close. So for Christmas this year in particular, she might have been in 5th grade, 6th grade, I don't know, and I might have been in 2nd or 3rd grade. We were opening up Christmas gifts. And so, I was opening up my little stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. She opens up her gift, and one happens to be a Cabbage Patch doll. So I'm looking through the rest of my stuff, trying to see what my baby is. Didn't have one. So I'm eyeing her doll, right? It was cool. Listen, I know the details. Although she was a white Cabbage Patch, I don't know if they had the black ones back then. She had a white one. She had red hair, and it was the new ones that had just came out with the crimp and curl. So the hair had the little crimping things that you can. You hear me?
Yeah. yes. Come on.
She has this crimp and curl Cabbage Patch doll with long red hair. And I'm just eyeing it like day after day. And I'm always like, hey, can I play with it? Can I use it? Whatever. And she was nice about it. But it wasn't the same because it wasn't mine. Year after year, I talked about this daggone Cabbage Patch doll. I kid you not. I'm talking about not just like year after year as a child. I'm talking about like up until this past Christmas. What brings me to this part of the story.
Wow.
This same sister now has a granddaughter. Well, guess what she gets for Christmas this past year? December 2024. A Cabbage Patch doll.
Not no crimper curl.
It
Not the crimper curl.
It wasn't a crimper curl, but it was even better because let me tell you why. This pretty little precious baby had on roller skates. And I was mesmerized. Keep in mind at the time, my great niece was only 3 years old. And you know how that age is. So when I got to the house, I'm unloading my stuff out the car, getting in, I see it. And I'm like, oh, a Cabbage Patch. She was like 9. And I was like, okay, so cool, right? So she gets it, do what she do. She lollygags off somewhere. I'm in the room by myself. Kid you not, picked it all up, just smiling and cheesing, just playing with it like, oh my goodness, I got to get me one, blah, blah, blah. My oldest sister with her messy self walks in and said, oh my goodness, you act like you want that doll, just talking crazy or whatever. So we laugh and talk about it. Then my sister, who's the grandmother, comes in. She was like, sister, you still want the Cabbage Patch? Like, yeah, I didn't realize it. Like, I've been talking about it, but I hadn't seen one. But now that I see it, like, I'm going to get me one. And so, yeah, so the joke was on me. They were talking about me, how, old and rusty. And I'm talking about this Cabbage Patch doll. And so I'm getting one. I have her picked out already, what she looks like, everything. She's chocolate like me. She has a tiny gap, even though mine is not tiny. She has skates on, which as a kid, I love to do. So yes, I am going to get one, and I am going to share my story with everybody, how I finally got my Cabbage Patch doll. Then
now this oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I said the end. Like, I'm getting it.
The end. Now, here's the bonus piece. Because this is the part that tripped me out. Again, I've known Don more of my life than not. So knowing Don, as long as I know, I never knew this story until this year. Now, what makes this story so amazing is I learned that there's a Cabbage Patch Hospital. What the hell?
Absolutely.
Don, what's the story? What the hell is this?
So,
What is this?
some peasants, they may go to the store and just purchase there from the store. I'm actually going to the hospital because I want to. I want the full experience, honestly. Like, to me, like,
Yeah.
what better way? I know I've been being silly about the story, but seriously, like, what better way to like to live out a childhood dream, like to have the full experience. Like, it's one thing just to go in the store and just pick you one off the shelf, right? But to go in to get the full experience, like, yes, like you get to see the history from the beginning to the end and how things have changed and all of the options that you now have with a doll. And it's just such a great experience that I'm looking forward to. You get your little birth certificate, you just get everything. It's truly an experience. And so I am planning before the end of this year making my trip to Georgia, and I am the person who likes to record and take pictures the absolute least. I am going to record this experience because I feel like it is well deserved, and I am excited.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. This story just warms my heart. It's like somebody knitted, I'm sorry, you knitted a little sweater while you holding your Cabbage Patch doll, knitting a little sweater and just put it over my heart. Okay. That is just the most beautiful, precious story because it takes you right back to the little girl. And one thing I learned
Absolutely,
about human beings, that little kid is still in there.
absolutely.
And that kid is that kid is either a prisoner,
Mm,
a survivor,
mm.
hidden. Come on, in the basement. That kid represents a lot of different things. And the version of who we are now connects to that kid.
Oh wow.
Again, you mentioned, I didn't have a voice. I tell you what your opinion is, and now look at you. You have a voice for people, and this is your
Mm.
first episode, and it's like you've been doing this your whole life. I just need to see you. Okay. Your story, I need you to see it. Your story will impact a lot of people because what you just did as a grown ass woman with all these degrees, credentials, and all this stuff you've done, you shared your truth publicly, which gives people permission to live theirs because you live in yours. The end.
That part.
Okay. All right. Couple rapid fire and we're going to get out of here. Oh, man.
Okay.
Okay. So you've been living your best life your whole life because now we're looking at life differently. All the things that I went through, thank you, God. Thank you, life, because if it wasn't for that, I
I,
wouldn't be. So I'm curious to know, what have you learned about people and yourself after all these years?
mm, um, growth looks different for everybody.
Come
You know,
on.
like you can look at a situation like, oh, I remember this person when they were in high school, blah, blah. That was 15, 20 years ago. You get what I'm saying? Some
Right.
people may be still stuck in that mindset, and some people have grown tremendously. But at the end of the day, it looks different on all of us. If I'm the type person to like go off and cuss and just throw a fit all the time about everything, and then I have these moments where I'm calm in situations in which I should be, that's growth.
Yes. Yes.
So, just because mine don't look like yours don't mean it's not good. So I just learned that growth looks different on everybody. So just be kind,
I
be
love it.
patient.
Ooh, come on. Preach now. Preach. All right. Next question. This is
Mhm.
life work. On this show, we don't do homework. Homework, take it home, you do it, you never remember it again. Life work, you take it home, you do it, your life can change. There is a pivot. So if you could offer something to the listeners to encourage them to pivot, what would it be?
Ooh. So I'll use me for an example, but this is for anybody. Like, don't let one chapter of your life define or determine your trajectory. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why I'm getting emotional about this, but the worst of the worst can happen to you. And it's up to you how you take that experience and you use it to become a better version of yourself or bitter. Like, so just don't let one chapter in your life define your trajectory. Just don't.
That's good. That's
That's it.
good. If
It's
that's for
simple.
you, I love it. If that's for you, take it and run with it. And before we get out of here, you have now created a few fans. I just want to be honest about it because there may be some people with you at the hospital in Georgia before the end of the year. So if people want to get in contact with you, if they want to connect with you, and they want to meet you at the Cabbage Patch Hotel Nursery,
It's a
how can
hospital.
they get in touch with you?
Ooh, um, I do have social media, but I'm not really good about accepting requests and all those things. I just get on there and look at funny videos. Probably email. I'm still old school. Don't y'all judge me. I am old school. I do check my email, and so that will possibly be the best way to get in touch with me.
All right.
Yeah.
And your email address is, if you don't mind sharing.
And once again, you better not be judgment. I better not see nothing on your face when I say it.
Oh, I'm going to judge. That's why I
Don't
want you to
do it.
share it.
My
Because
email
if it got anything to do with hot or male, I'm judging.
so my email address is d.taylor06@hotmail.com. And for anybody who's laughing, whatever.
I'm laughing because now, mind you, I need y'all to know something. Email was kind of new when we started school. Internet was new. This is when I first knew that, you could search for anything. I think, if I ain't mistaken, I think me and Don may have made our email address around the same time. Because mine was Charles_Branch at Hotmail. Because it was hot at the time. That was 26
Right.
years ago. Don, quit playing with you.
I have two Gmail accounts. I rarely use them. Like I use them so infrequently that I can't even tell you what they are off the top of my head. I have to look into my account. But my Hotmail, baby, we've been rocking just as long as me and you been rocking. So hey, we good. We good
20,
over here.
26 years, baby, same email. Listen, consistency,
Don't
baby.
play
Good.
with me. That's shows. Don't play with me. If you want to reach me, baby, there you go.
Hey, listen, I told y'all, Selma Church Street. She tried to deny it. I told y'all. All right. All right. We can do this all day. We do this all day. Final things, final thoughts. Anything else you want to share? Anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Um, I just touched on it briefly about how we all, are grow, look different for all of us. Just if you could, just extend some kindness and some grace to people. It's so much going on in the world already. People are dealing with so many things, financial issues, health issues, children, taking care of their aging parents. Everything that somebody does is not about you. They may just be having a moment or a bad day. Extend some grace before you cuss, before you lift up a gun and shoot. Just extend some grace and just understand everything is not about you. That's it. I'm done.
Ooh, mic drop. Don just came in here turning tables over, flipping shit. I love it. I'm here for it. Don, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for doing this. And again, to the listeners, part of this journey that Don and I are on collectively together in different lanes and spaces is working towards becoming the best version of ourselves. And this, and I gotta highlight it. Dawn being on this podcast is something she would have never done based off of who she used to be. I mean, never. And it's my dog. She would have never did it. But she decided, who do I want to be?
Mm.
Who am I trying to become? And what would she do? And what she would do is what you did. That means you are her. I am
Mm.
done. I am done. This is
Thank
another episode of Three Parallels Podcast with your host, the Dr. Jason Branch, where we rediscover who we were, we embrace who we are, we make room for who we're trying to become. If that is you, get your shit together and meet me in the community. I'm building something, y'all. We building something. And if you want to be a part, start saving your coins now because you got to pay to play, baby. I'm done with free. This the freest you gonna get is on this podcast, and you paying something, either your time or your attention. Good night.